Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Anna. I'm a little bit spooky, and today we're mob wives. We are doing the mob wife trend. Clean girl is out, mob wife is in. So that is what we're doing today. This is my take on the look. Bold jewelry, chunky hoops, and bold lips, sultry eyes, contour, everything, because I feel like that just suits the vibe, and some big hair. Big, voluminous, messy hair, because it feels right to me. So yeah, is this that far out of my wheelhouse to do this kind of look? Absolutely not, and that's why I'm loving this trend. I was ahead of the game on this one because this is kind of how I already like to dress and do my makeup and everything. So yeah, and I think I can find a happy medium between this and that more quiet luxury look that I enjoy. So if that interests you, just go ahead and keep on watching. But before you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on the mob wife trend. And yeah, we also, of course, talk about Sopranos in this video, because how could we not? And we talk a little bit about more TV and the new season of True Detective. So let me know your thoughts down below on all that. And without further ado, let's get into the look. So the internet has informed me that clean girl is out and mob wife is in, and I am not mad about it. Because, you know, this mob wife trend is really not that far out of my wheelhouse. It's pretty much how I do my makeup anyway, and how I dress and style myself. I try to go for that quiet luxury kind of understatedness and a little bit minimalist with my style, but I also really like my chunky jewelry and a little boldness with my styling. So I think the mob wife trend really strikes a happy medium for me, honestly. Or I feel like I can strike a happy medium with it, rather. So yeah, we're gonna do some mob wife makeup today and create a pretty look that feels bold and sassy and dramatic, yet kind of just nice. I don't know. I'm gonna do a makeup look that feels like it suits the vibe for me. Of course, I have already added the chunky gold chains, the hoops. Hoops are essential, I think, and we did some sassy red nails. I'm not a fan of the French tip. I've never liked French tips ever. No matter what year that has been in style, I've never been a fan. And we're gonna have big hair, because I feel like big hair also plays into that, and I am all about some big hair. Honestly, this trend just is kind of I'm really liking it. I like clean girl is boring. Clean girl is boring. It's so boring. Now, I don't mind it for the day-to-day, like going to the gym and like running errands, but I like a little bit of pizzazz and a little bit of something to my my day-to-day life. I enjoy it. So let's create a look. And I figured, let's pull out like makeup that feels luxurious to me and fits the vibe. Honestly, most of it's Charlotte Tilbury today, just because that's what I felt like using, and just feels right. So for the eyes, I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury Smoky Eyes Are Forever palette. I have already done my foundation, by the way, and a bit of contour. Now I've got some lip liner and lip balm on. But let's go ahead and get on to the eyes, and they are primed, brows are on, the huge. And yeah, I also pulled some eyeliner. Let's do a touch of eyeliner first, just to get things kind of started. I don't know why I'm so all over the place feeling today. And foundation is the Smashbox Always On. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of this right on the lash line, just a bit. I don't know why I like to start here, but I always do. I feel like there was some clever marketing done with this whole mob wife stuff, because it's like the 20-year anniversary, I think it was 20-year anniversary of Sopranos, and I was like, that's sus timing that this is trending at the same time. Is HBO behind this? But actually, I think since the summer I've been seeing this kind of start to be a little bit of a thing. like I think it was what Mob Wife Summer. So I saw something like that similar. Maybe it was Camilla Soprano Summer. It was some little few reels that I was seeing that was kind of leading into this, and I loved them. I thought it was so fun. If, like most people, Sopranos is my favorite show, or one of my favorite shows. Fantastic show. Really well written, interesting show. I like the concept of it. It's got the funny in there too, like the dark humor. Also very, very serious, violent, all the things that just sucks you in. Polly might be my favorite character. Anyway, I liked the concept of where he's sitting there talking to a psychiatrist. I thought it was a really cool show. And really smart. Great cast. And you know what? I still have not watched the last episode because I can't bring myself to do it. Same with Mad Men. I can't bring myself to watch that last episode. I don't know why. I just can't do it. You know, I didn't watch Sopranos until like a couple of years ago. And just really, I was like, why have I not watched this? It's been years. It's been out 20 years. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of like mob movies and all that, and The Godfather and all those. I just don't care that much about them. It's not my preferred genre. Just don't really care that much. Though my husband tells me there's a really good show about the making of The Godfather that he thinks I would enjoy. That's a series, I believe. And I've seen The Godfather, but it's fine. I'm just not that really into that type of organized crime genre. It's not my thing. But I do like this mob wife aesthetic. And I think I can strike a happy... I'm just making a mess over here. Happy balance with it between my quiet luxury style. That is not luxury, by the way. It is catfishing quiet luxury. It's really easy to fake quiet luxury, let's put it that way. It's about styling more than anything, and just being a little selective about what you buy, but you can totally accomplish it by shopping at Walmart and Target. It's not hard. And I'm not really a fan of branding as it is, so it kind of works pretty well for me. But I think I could strike a little happy medium, and I can indulge my little bit over the top side, my little bit extra side with the quiet luxury, a little more minimal trend with this, and kind of have that happy medium. I feel like I need like some Versace today. I feel like that would be the luxury brand of this trend. So here's a good little starting place. It's a little messy over here. It's fine because it's just kind of the base. Using the Colleen Rothschild eyeliner, and it's a very smudgy eyeliner, so it's meant for smudging. And sometimes I just forget how smudgy it is and get a little too crazy with it. Okay, now I'm gonna take let's see. Just go ahead and just grab a fluffy brush, and I'm gonna go into the shade right here. This is just kind of a nice taupey, neutral transition shade. We'll start with that. Start building the shape up a bit. It's a bit more of like a nice contoury shade for the eye. Yeah, I'm more of a sci-fi girly, really, when it comes to shows and all that. Well, actually, not even really with TV. I'm very selective about like what sci-fi shows I like. I don't really care about like Star Trek or Battlestar Galactica. And I'm very picky about those. Like, I don't like the super cheesy ones. And there's a lot older ones I just haven't watched, and because I wasn't really into it when I was younger. It's more of a recent development. But that's more what I'm into personally. And I like period dramas a lot, apparently. But anyway, Sopranos was like the first and only like mob type story that I really got into and enjoyed it, because it's not so much about that. It's about the person, the relationships, and there's so much more to it, and it's a very well-rounded show in that respect. So that's why I really enjoyed it more. Right now, I'm watching Deadwood, and oh my gosh, I've fallen in love with that show. Like that first episode, I was like, it's all right. I'm halfway through season 2, and I'm like, I get it. This is why everybody loves the show, or loved the show when it came out. I think I was just a little bit too young for it when it first came on TV. Same with Sopranos, I was just a little too young and kind of missed it. Yeah, I'm now watching Deadwood and really, really like it. It has that same kind of funny dark humor in there, which I like. I like stuff with kind of a dark humor to it. And much like Sopranos, the profanity is jaw-droppingly amazing. Like, it's just downright impressive. The strings of profanity that can be woven together, that it's just like, wow, I would have never thought of pairing those words together. You gotta just gotta be like, wow, that was impressive. Good job, I guess. Calamity Jane, I think, is my favorite character, though. She was funny. But yeah, I get why people love Deadwood. It gets really good, and just interesting show. It's a very interesting show, and I didn't know that it was based on like a real town and real people. And of course, it's fictionalized a lot because it was how many years ago. So they're kind of building on correspondence that was from the time in newspapers and stuff, and making a show around it that's dramatized and fictionalized. It's kind of historical fiction-y, but it is based on real people and stuff, which I love that kind of stuff. When it's kind of like based on like real historical figures, and if it's dramatized and fictionalized and alternative history or anything like that, I love it. Or historical fiction, I enjoy. Okay, let's take a little bit of this warm shade right here, this warm brown. I'll take some of that. I tend to really get sucked into shows that do that. Okay, I'm gonna tuck this out here. And I really do enjoy westerns, though. Like that's a genre I actually do enjoy. So it's weird that it took me this long to watch Deadwood. But yeah, finally watching it. I love cowboys. I love like Western aesthetic. That's one of my favorite things. So maybe my personal aesthetic is going to be mob wife meets quiet luxury meets cowboy villain. Yeah. Which, I mean, I think that would make sense if we were a mob wife of Louisiana. That would be how she would dress, I would imagine. Alright. Oh, and the new season of True Detective. I'm only one episode in, because as I'm filming this, there's only one episode out. I'm so into it. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving the setting with the Native Alaskan folklore thrown in, and then that really creepy element that they've got going on that feels like The Thing or like Stranger Things kind of stuff with the researchers. There feels like a true like supernatural element to this season, and it is really cool, and I'm enjoying that. I feel like the first season had like some hints of that stuff with a little bit of occultism thrown in, which is very prevalent in Louisiana in a very weird way. It's not just straight like occultism, like people don't even call it that. It has like it's basically like voodoo and Santeria. It's very much a mix of Christianity and occultism thrown together, and very superstitious, and that is truly a thing here. Like my grandmother was very much like that. A lot of like local myths and folklore and all that. That is real, and you will find spooky stuff in the woods, like that is in True Detective. Like I found some spooky stuff in the woods. My husband has when he was a kid. You find some things. There's lots of weird, really weird, unexplained stuff that goes on within this state. It is a spooky state. That's why the first season of True Detective truly is like my absolute favorite. One of my favorite, I think, TV shows of all time, like top 5, would be that first season, True Detective. Because it was one of the most accurate depictions I think I've ever seen of Louisiana. Could be a little bit more Cajun accent in there, just a little bit, considering the setting, but other than that, that has to be one of my top shows and best accurate representations. I mean, it's somebody who's grown up, lived here my entire life. Yeah, it's pretty dead on to about everything. Alright, I'm going to take some of the darker brown right here. And Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey, just what a team. Like the chemistry between those two in that season and just was fantastic. And Matthew McConaughey was a really cool character. Like, I loved his character in it. He was so interesting. I think one of the most fascinating stories. And I'm not that big into like crime stuff or like detective things that much. I do enjoy a good detective story here and there, but I'm not like into like the true crime obsession. Like, I don't understand that. I could care less about true crime stuff. I do like a good fictionalized story. Right, I'm taking the dark brown and tucking it right out here, getting into where we put that eyeliner. Like, I love what they call Nordic noir. That genre I really enjoy. I guess I do like that kind of detective story. You know, solving like a really weird murder or something. That's interesting to me. I just don't like true crime, I guess. I don't want the real stuff. I like cyberpunk noir type stuff, or tech noir, when it's a detective story or something like that set in the future. That is really my favorite, when it's like a dystopian cyberpunk future and it's a detective story. That I love that. And I like when they're like set in outer space too. Those kind of stories. And a lot of space operas kind of throw a little bit of that in there. But yeah, I like True Detective because it is just one of those shows that's like stranger than fiction type of thing. You know, it's something that could very much really happen. A lot of it. It's not beyond the bounds of reality. And the stories are just told really well. The exception being season 2. It didn't fit into it. To me, I think it could have been a standalone series and been great, but to me it just didn't fit into the True Detective world. When you go on to watch like season 3, it feels like season 1 felt. And I have a good feeling about season 4. I think it's gonna really take it to the next level. I mean, what a creepy setting, for one thing. Out in the middle of nowhere in Alaska. Talk about somewhere I do not want to go, is Alaska. No offense, Alaskans, but I don't love desolation and cold. I really don't like cold. Here I'm saying that though, and I want to go like to Norway and to Svalbard, but I want to do like touristy stuff, like legit just touristy stuff for that. But like living in that type of environment, I couldn't do it. I don't know how people do that. Really, really and truly. You're strong individuals. We had a hard freeze here and I was done. It got to like 11 degrees and I was, count me out. I am not down. My body does not like it one bit. Well, I guess it's fine if I could just stay in the house and never not go out in it. And bring back in some of that more reddish brown. Just warm that up some. Just want to be a little smoky right out there. I'm sitting here rambling. I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing, so that's a problem. I think that's why The Thing is such a good movie, though, to me, because that's such a terrifying scenario. And like Alien and stuff like that. That, oof, it's the desolation that makes it scarier. Oh, I made a little mess. Don't worry about it. We'll clean it up. I'm gonna grab my little liner brush, take some of the matte black in the palette, just a matte black. Do a little There's a little smoky liner right there. But what do you think so far, though? Have you watched the new season, True Detective? What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? Let me know, because I'm into it. And I love Jodie Foster, so I think the casting so far has been phenomenal. But yeah, just setting it up. The season has everything that I'm liking. You snoring down there? Pumpkin is snoring. She's in her little teddy bear outfit. It's actually like in the 20s tonight, but I feel just as cold as I felt when it was 11. Alright, blend these edges with a little bit of that warm brown. I don't know why I went ahead and did foundation first. I know why, because I was trying to finish an episode of Deadwood. That's why. But yeah, I've been tearing through some HBO shows. HBO, or Max, I think she's called Max now. Just tearing through them. I've watched The Gilded Age, thoroughly enjoyed. I've watched Mildred Pierce. I didn't really care for it as much. And I've watched Mayor of Easttown. Really enjoyed that one. That was good. That was just a good story. Like one of those limited series. What else have I watched? I rewatched the first season of True Detective. Right, I'm going to clean up the lower lash line in a minute. It's fine. It'll be okay. I'll just patch that up. It's like suddenly I don't know how to do makeup today. Alright, now for the lid, I'm going to take some of this kind of copper. No, is that copper? Yeah, copper bronze, shimmer right here. I'm going to bring some of that across the lid and let it just dissipate as we get into the darker shades. Do you ever mix copper and bronze up? I do that. Like I call things that are bronze copper and vice versa, and I know the difference. It just comes out of my mouth that way. Alright, just letting that flow across. Pretty. Add a little more intensity right out here. Yeah, I'm just in that like mood to watch TV series. I don't get in that mood very often. But when I do, it's like I just want to watch entertainment. Most of the time, I'm watching podcasts, YouTube, stuff like that, or like, kind of like almost educational content. Sometimes you just need to turn your brain off and take a break and enjoy something outside of that. Because it can be just a little too much at times. I'm going to take a little bit of liquid liner. This is from Colleen Rothschild as well. And I'm just gonna come right at the lashes. I swear I can do makeup better with my non-dominant hand than I can with my dominant hand these days. I don't know what's happened there. I can do my eyeliner better with that hand. Alright. I'm gonna take a little bit of this champagne shade right here in the front. And I'm going to hit the inner corner. Just right there. For a nice little glow. Yeah, I like the extraness, though, of the Mob Wife. Because guess what? I get to indulge in all the things I love. Which is bold jewelry, statement jewelry, and makeup. I feel like makeup plays a big role in it. In having a very glam appearance. Like, doing the contour, doing the bronze, out the whole... doing all the steps, having a very put-together makeup look that is not just a skin tint. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love lighter coverage, but I also enjoy all my steps and my underpainting everything. I just do it in a very subtle way. And this just, I don't feel like I have to explain myself. Not that I needed to begin with. Because you know what? It's my face and who cares? I'm gonna do what I want. I'm gonna do what I want. Alright, let me clean up this little bit. Let me clean up this fallout. I'm going to sharpen up my little edges here. And just get any of the shadow off my face. And I'm going to put patch this a little bit of foundation. Oh, John Adams. That was the other show I watched. I was trying to think of it. I knew there was something else I really got into that kind of spurred a American history interest in me a little bit more. And then realizing just how little I know about American history. The amount of reading and like researching stuff after watching that show that I did, or during watching, where I kept Googling stuff and then I fall into like a rabbit hole when I'm Googling. Or just like anytime I look one thing up, I will click another link. What's that? What's that? And I will just into a little hole. And yeah, that was one of those topics. And man, did I realize how little I knew about that era, the American Revolution era in history. So it definitely got me interested. And then, of course, you know, I just the progression from there. Like that's why I think I enjoy westerns too, because it's set post Civil War. And I always find that era of time interesting. The transition and how everything started coming together afterwards. I think that's really an interesting concept, and like frontier and, you know, all that stuff. And like it's very fascinating to me of how the evolution of a country happened and just how everything came together, and just realizing that really was not that terribly long ago in the grand scheme of things, and how much has changed, like how long things went unchanged as far as just life, day-to-day life. If it was just, you know, very slow progression. There was like a few changes here and there, like, oh, indoor gas happened, electricity became a little bit of a thing, but then like the Industrial Revolution just changing everything, like railroads, that really started changing stuff. That's interesting, just seeing that fast flip of suddenly there's cars, and then how quickly things have changed, and technology has changed so fast within the last 20 years is wild. Like it's changing so rapidly that I think our brains just can't even keep up with it. Like it's too much, too fast, and we weren't evolved to keep up with such a rapid change of pace because it's never really happened like that before. Next, I'm gonna do a little bit of bronzer. I'm gonna take the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun Kiss Glow Bronzer, and we're gonna go ahead and bronze up the skin, and then we will do some concealer. So I'm taking this on a nice generous size brush, and I'm feeling particularly pale today. We're gonna warm the skin up. All right, let's do some concealer. This is the Halo Glow. Health. This one always stars me off. Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow 4-in-1 Perfecting Pen. So many things have Halo in the title right now. Oh. All right, so we're gonna just highlight a little bit where we need to brighten up. Now I actually do need this makeup to kind of last me today, because I am going to a Sunday dinner a little later today. So I need it to hold up for me. So I'm definitely gonna be setting things down well. Here's something funny that watching Deadwood. Timothy Oliphant is one of the main characters in this show. And my husband actually looks a good bit like him. Like there's definitely, they favor one another. But what's funny is the older they've both gotten, the less they look alike. Like he looks more like young Timothy Oliphant than he does present day Timothy Oliphant. I mean, there's an age gap between them, but I'm like, it's weird how different they look. But in their youth, look similar. Like I still look at my husband and I see young Timothy Oliphant a little bit in there, but when I look at Timothy Oliphant now, I'm like, no, don't see it. But anyway, I thought that was so strange. Just like seeing Timothy Oliphant young in the show, I'm like, oh yeah, I totally see it. But like seeing him now, I'm like, no, don't see it one bit. That is so weird. I'm trying to think of the other actor that my husband kind of favors. Goodness, and I cannot think of his name. I'll insert a picture here. He was on New Girl. He was like one of the main characters. the Snot Schmidt, the one that the Zoe Deschanel's character hooks up with, or ends up with. I just thought that was funny, or interesting, that like you would think that they would continue to favor each other as they age, but not at all. It's like I miss New Girl. I love that show. That was a funny show. That was peak millennial humor. Good show. Alright, for longevity's sake, I'm gonna go with the Fit Me Loose setting powder and lock this concealer in. Will this be a little extra for Sunday dinner today? Absolutely. But that is leaning into the mom wife things, being that little bit extra, which is pretty much me and what my friends tend to think of me anyway. It's being a little bit extra with things. I definitely have that reputation in the friend group. Being the one who will take way too long to do their makeup, the skincare, the hair care, and all the things. I'm going to do a little setting spray. Where's that at? There it is. And then we'll come back and do a lower lash line and some finishing touches. I was going to do lashes, then I thought better of it. I'm like, I don't want to wear lashes all day, to be honest with you. So we'll just layer up some really good mascara. Okay. Let that dry down for a minute, because longevity today. It is 5 a.m. I want this makeup to last me until like 2 in the afternoon. So, yeah. Okay, let's tackle this lower lash line. Brush don't use. I'm getting a little teeny tiny brush here, a little detail brush that I love. And I'm going to take a little bit of the warm brown that we used. So right here. And just run a bit of that along. And we'll take the deeper brown. A bit further out, closer to the outer corner. And the copper. It's little grays of that. And the champagne. All right. I'm gonna take my big blending brush one more time, make sure everything is looking nice and blended. And that's gonna be the eyeshadow complete. I'm gonna take my Film Star Bronze and Glow from Charlotte, and I'm gonna take some of the contour shade here, contour bronzy shade. It's a little more of a contour. Took a little bit of that out here. Get that nice lift. Blend everything a little bit right here. All right, and I'm gonna take some on brush and just kind of set over this area with a little bit of this. Just make sure everything does have a nice little bit of warmth. And I'm gonna highlight with the little highlighter in here. Perfect. Most beautiful highlighter ever, in my opinion. I love it. I'm gonna have to get like one of her singles just to see if it's comparable, because this is my favorite highlighter. Take just a teeny bit, just right here under the arch of the brow, and just above the brow. A little bit right in here. And for blush, I'm gonna take Warm Soul from MAC. Even take a little dusting of Warm Soul right into the outer corner, right out here. And mascara, I'm gonna do Clio Kill Lash because it's waterproof and it's not gonna go anywhere. It is extremely waterproof. And I'm gonna curl the lashes first. This is the Volume Curling. I've got like a stockpile of these, of various Clio mascaras. but it is one of the best waterproof mascaras. I do waterproof because I have watery eyes, and it's cold today. I know my eyes are going to be watering, because they already are. But this is just a good mascara, regardless of it being waterproof. It is a very, very good volumizing and lengthening, hold the curl mascara. It's a very dry formula, a bit of a pain in the butt to remove, but it ain't going nowhere. I got a little smudge, I'll get in a second. And right in the tight line, I'm gonna take a black waterproof liner, just underneath the lashes. Okay, and that is the eyes complete. Let's free the hair. Nice big voluminous curls today. I use very volumizing products. Okay, and lips. I want to do a light little line with ABH Cool Brown. And I'm going to take Legendary Queen from Charlotte Tilbury as well. It's a Charlotte Tilbury day. Was unintentional. I just was thinking of what products suited this vibe, and it kept being Charlotte Tilbury products that popped in my head. So I'm taking Legendary Queen, which is a red. So I just feel like a red lip. Any last minute adjustments I want to make? I don't think so. I think we're good. Maybe a little more blush. Actually, you know what I think would be nice is bring a little bit of rosiness on the cheek. I'm going to take the lipstick and put a little bit on the back of my hand and use this as basically like a cream blush. I'm going to take my large brush here and just work that in. There's not too much on here. And just tap a little bit. So those things with the red lip, once you get the lip on, it always feels like you might need a little more blush to balance. I always like to make sure there's a little bit on like the forehead and all around. Okay. Now I think we're good. I love using a little bit of the lipstick as blush because it just kind of brings in a nice match, kind of a monochromatic little vibe. I think it can look very nice. And it's a pretty effective and easy method for having a matching blush. If you don't have a huge blush collection, like I don't have a ton of blushes. And most of my blushes are all the same color. Because I like basically things that look like MAC Warm Soul. And Mood Exposure from Hourglass. So all my blushes are pretty much just these kind of nudie tones. And peachy tones. So it's nice to be able to bring in a little bit more of a different color via the lipstick. And treat it as a cream blush. You don't have to buy multiple products either. You can. It's also economical. Just sort out those wily curls. A little twisting action. Usually gets it sorted. But anyway, this is our finished look. This is my take on mob wife style, makeup, everything. I just put on a little cardigan today. I really didn't know what to wear. I think some faux furs would definitely finish this look off. I'm just too lazy to go put my jacket on. So I do wear me some faux fur. I am not opposed to that. I love a fur collar on a jacket. Anyway, yeah, I think this is my take with the chunky jewelry. There's a sexiness to this, there's a sultriness feel to this whole mob wife thing, and I think having the big lashes, like definitely going with some falsies, suits the vibe. I just don't want to wear falsies all day today. And I love a red lips, so yeah, I think pairing all the drama and everything together really suits the vibe, and doing that little extra step with it, and where you would be like, maybe not do the red lip with this kind of look. Maybe just go with the nude. No, go in with the red lip. Go vampy with it. I think it can be very, very sexy in kind of a vintage way. A little bit 90s, yet also a little bit 70s. Kind of glamour. I don't know. I like it. It's got a little bit of a Lana Del Rey feel, that kind of thing. But yeah, that is my take on this whole mob wife trend, and let me know your thoughts down below, what you think of this styling. I love it. I really do. This is kind of that perfect balance for me with the glamour. It's got a little bit of that old Hollywood glamour in there, and I'm here for it. And yeah, that is all for today. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and stay spooky.